Alright, so we're back. Rankings again. If you were watching this video, you probably already saw Don't Park on the Grass, and even if you didn't, I'm gonna catch you up anyways because we got a lot to talk about. But before we even get into that, we gotta talk about Luminosity Makes Moves. Y'all ain't heard me when I said Aklo was finna get lit. I just like can I just say how I called that he was gonna go crazy in the last video and people wasn't paying attention to what I said because I said this might be a reach, but I think before the year ends, Aklo will have a win on Zayn or IBW, and I think he's also going to continue to carry his good records that he has versus the field. And so I think by the end of the year, like right now, he's not better than J-Mook results wise, but I think by the end of the year, he will be. I'm just on my Aklo hopium that I think Aklo is going to take names and do really well at these last two majors in the year. Alright. But yeah. And also if you could
How to be on YouTube, if you hit that smash button right now, we can get right to the video. Maybe hit the smash button right now and what they're saying, let's get to the video.
appreciate that because obviously my rankings are going to be changed a lot. I'm just going to go through it, basically who I like, how I had it last time and how I think it's changed now. Because this was my last end of year list for those of you who are keeping up and watching the videos. It's not too different. It's not too different. The biggest difference I'm going to say off rip is Moki, but we'll get into that. So, two events that happened. Luminosity Makes Moves, Don't Park on the Grass. We'll go talk about Luminosity real quick. Not too much happened really. Aklo finally got that Zayn win, and Zayn being consistent as usual. Mango dropped out. Hungrybox was Hungrybox, lost to Wizzy. And yeah, I feel like this was actually a pretty boring tournament, all things considered. Everybody wants to hype up, you know, Aklo, Link and everything. I still think it's a gimmick. I think it should go Fox, but it's working, so I can't talk about that. And then Don't Park on the Grass is the big one. The big one that we got to get into. Don't Park. So going into this event, I was a little bit disappointed because obviously no Plub, I miss you. You know, because I was already sad he missed Luminosity because he was in India or whatever, and then he had to go and ditch Don't Park because he was sick, so it's just very unfortunate. And then no Mango as well. And as a Falco player, my heart hurts because there was no Falcos in the top 64 of this event. And like, or no, it was Frenzy. Frenzy was the only Falco in top 64 of this event. Falco is in probably the worst state. I'm not even exaggerating. The worst state he's ever been in. There's this video, Smash Summit 6 skit called Falco. I'm gonna put it on the screen again. I'll link it, whatever. I feel like we're like that was the bad timeline, and we're in an even worse timeline for Falco right now. Falco has not been in a worse state, but that's a whole nother video. In terms of my rankings, now that I've done an overview, well, Don't Park, I haven't done an overview of that, but it's so much to cover that I'm just going to kind of break it down as I get into the players. So we'll start with who I think is going to be number one. Number one is still Zayn. But we'll talk about his run. Basically, he lost to Aklo again, the gimmick, because he for some reason still has not learned to beat Link, which...
I'm not going to crash, you know.
Because I was cheering for Zayn. I needed Zayn to win this tournament so badly. And he sold. That's okay. Losers lost to Nikki. I'll let that slide. He did beat Nikki earlier in the year, but he also has lost to Slug, and I just feel like Ice Climbers is just such a off meta character that just nobody's like. It's just so rare. I'll let it slide, even though like. This screenshot right here looks crazy. This looks so crazy. Zayn, he did that with Sopo. It's okay though. So, but this tournament, you know, normally this would be a bad tournament, or this would be a bad tournament if Cody or Mango won. Cody or Mango did not win. As you can see, Cody also lost to Nikki, so this wasn't a bad tournament for Zayn relative to the field. So Zayn still cleanly number one. We have one more tournament at the end of the year. I think even if Zayn busters out at that, he'll be number one. It's pretty much set in stone. there's really not much to say. You know, Zayn the GOAT. Number 2, I still have IBDW. Let me go back to the head-to-heads, by the way, just so that you guys can have a clear, you know, you guys can see everything that's going on. Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. What do I zoom in? There we go. Zoomed in a little bit for you guys, so you see a little bit. Can I go more? Boop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, zoomed in for you guys so you guys see a little better. I don't have a little image for Nikki because I was too lazy to get an Ice Climbers image. Anyways, number 2, IBDW. Only lost to Moki and Nikki, which Nikki loss really isn't that bad anymore. Just because Nikki, we'll get into him too. But yeah, Nikki Moki loss, not too bad honestly. Still one of the most consistent players of the year. Let me check who he beat actually at that event. I don't think he really beat anyone noteworthy. Salt, Preeminent, okay. Fruto, which is actually a pretty good win because Crudo's been kind of going crazy a little bit lately in this latter half of the year. But yeah, you know, wasn't good, wasn't bad necessarily for Cody. And that's kind of the story for at least the top level. Nothing changed too much. Number 3, Mango. Mango Amsa, really close, in my opinion, head-to-head. And when 2 players are this close in head-to-heads and results, normally I would start looking at attendance to kind of separate them, but because Amsa lives in Japan, he gets a pass for his lesser attendance than Mango. So what it really comes down to for me putting Mango over Amsa is just major wins. Mango has 2 major wins. But if he does do poorly, because they're so close, because Cody, I don't see Cody losing the 2nd place spot, even if he does bad at Nouns, or even if Mango did really well. But Mango and Amsa are so close, because I do have Mango at 3, Amsa at 4. If Amsa were to have a really good tournament, Mango would have a bad tournament, or Mango would have a really good tournament, Amsa would have a bad tournament, that could flip-flop them. But for right now, I have Mango over Amsa, and my prediction going into this last event of the year, Mango is such a wild card, but I think he's going to lock in. Also, can we pause for a second? So all the lames on Twitter and everything that have been attacking Mango or whatever, it's being cringe and weird or whatever, I don't know if they're trolling or not, it's weird. But y'all need to, that's corny and that's lame and y'all need to stop that, you know what I'm saying? Put some respect in the kid's name. Your days are numbered because he's coming for you. Your days are numbered. He's coming for every last one of y'all that was clowning him on Twitter. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's funny too because I feel like they would never do that to Mewtwo King, to Armada, to PP, but for some reason, Mango, you know, they're acting like, you know, he didn't win Genesis, Pound 3, Evo, it's fine. You know, you just gotta leave that alone. Yeah, he's coming for y'all, you know, just treat him like his peers. Like, why are y'all? But anyways, that's like, again, tangent. My bad. Mango 3, Amsa 4. Who I think will place better? I'm gonna go Mango. Even though he hasn't been showing it lately, I do think he will probably do pretty well. I think he does pretty well. Lately, he's been doing pretty well at invitationals compared to open brackets, so that's why I think he'll do pretty well. I also think Amsa does worse in invitational settings because he has to fight players like Wizrobe, Triff, those weird matchups more often, so we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking that Mango will do better than Amsa at this last event, and so I'll put Mango at 3rd, Amsa at 4th. 5th is where I differ heavily from my original end of year rankings because we now have Moki at 5th instead of Hungrybox. And compared to having Moki at 9th, whoops, how do I undo that? Compared to having Moki at 9th, which was where I thought he would be at the end of the year, and that's only mainly because I didn't see him. I saw him kind of stagnating while everyone else was going to get better results. And clearly that did not happen. Let's talk about Moki's Don't Park. Went on Cody, shout out to him. Went on Triff. I think the Triff win shocked me more than the Cody win. Just because Moki's kind of struggled versus Peach, and just Triff's style is very good. versus Moki. I feel like I might just be chatting, but this one shocked me more. And the VOD, or I haven't seen the VOD of it yet, but I saw Moki say it was the last stock, last hit. So shout out to him for clutching up. Apparently it was like almost a reverse 3-0 too. Yeah, and it's just unfortunate for Triff, but this is really big for him. And then obviously HBox win. Actually, he had a lot of game fives. Now I'm looking at it, a lot of game fives, but he needed this. He needed this run badly. He needed this run. Yep. He never even won the losers. And then he double eliminates Aklo, which is also big because these are the first times that he's actually beaten Aklo this year. He was actually down 0-2 versus Aklo for the year until this event. So that's why now he's 2-2 with Aklo. So yeah, that run puts him, because now he's even with Cody, still has the Mango win, etc, etc, etc. Like his spread, because everyone's spread is so bad right now. Just having like a decent spread can actually take you really far, especially with a major win on top of that. So now, do I think Moki will stay at 5 throughout the end of the year? We'll see. But do I think he'll stay at 5? Honestly, no. I think he'll go lower. But for right now, post Don't Park on the Grass, I have Moki at 5th best in the world. 6th, the Hungrybox, which might be a little bit controversial. I was having a conversation with my dog Willow. Collaboration on the way, by the way. I don't know when exactly it's gonna happen or who channel it's gonna be on. I think it'll probably be on Willow's channel, but sub up to the both of us so you can catch it. Don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be fire collaboration about rankings and numbers, and it's gonna be a good video. So stay tuned. But I'd say it's a little controversial because when I was talking to Will about this, and they were saying Aklo is above HBox. I think because of Aklo's weaker first half of the year is what's holding him back. But I don't think Aklo is above Hungrybox just yet. Yeah, I just because the head-to-head, like HBox, I feel like he's just slightly more consistent, or not slightly more consistent, but he's slightly better against the top, the top 4 than Aklo is. And then Aklo also has worse losses than HBox, which I don't have them listed here. But HBox has been shockingly consistent throughout the majority of the year, and most of his losses are pretty much all the ones that you see on this right here, whereas Aklo is just a tiny bit less consistent against the field and a tiny bit worse against the top 4. So I have Hungrybox at number 6, Aklo's at number 7. Aklo, amazing end of the year. I called that he was going to do amazing. He's still doing amazing, and I think we're going to be in for a surprise at Nouns. Please, Aklo, don't jinx me. But I think Aklo, like, there really isn't too much to say. Got the stats up here. We can go over his Don't Park run. Aklo, Ben win, Crudo win, which is big. I might need to talk about Crudo a little bit later because I think Crudo is sleeper really good. But I'll get into that later. Aklo, so Crudo, Joshman. First time he beat Joshman for the year, by the way. I don't think people realize that. Beat Zane. Huge. Lost to Moki. Beat Nikki, which is also kind of huge just because Nikki's run, it was crazy. And then again, lost to Moki. So, yeah, fire run from Aklo, who I have at number 7 currently. I do think he will also go higher after the Nouns Invitational if he does as well as I'm expecting him to. 8, I have Jmook, who I'll say I was a little bit mean about Jmook in the last video. That's my fault. He just doesn't impress me. But when you look at his spread, he doesn't really have, like, he's very consistent. He just seems to have like a Fox problem. It seems like a lot of Foxes have just started figuring him out. And he's also just seems to be, like, he's slowly adapting to matchups and stuff. Like, he got back on Wizzy and Triff. Because, to be honest, this tournament was pretty good for him. because it helped him fix his matchups versus Wizrobe and Triff and other players like that. So I think he's getting better slowly, and I think he'll actually probably be really good in 2025 if he continues on this trajectory. Unfortunately, 2024 was just kind of like a development year for him, and so it kind of just didn't work out the way that he probably wanted it to. But I think once he figures out Fox, like once he figures out Fox again, because I think he had Fox figured out for a while, but now it's like once he figures out Fox again, he's gonna be a problem going into 2025. Yeah, I have Aklo. Sorry, I have Jmook at number 8, Plup at number 9. I don't have much to say about Plup being at number 9. I just feel like he's gonna be top 10, and I don't even want to get into it. But that's just I have Plup at number 9. If he doesn't even make top 10, I wouldn't be shocked. I really don't have anything to say. It's Plup. I don't know. I don't. And then my number 10 pick is Triff. Just because, again, although his attendance has not been that good, I feel like overall he's pretty consistent. He doesn't have crazy losses. Well, I'm chatting. He has lost to Junebug and SCJ. But he has a win on Amsa, win on Jmook, even with Moki, Wizzy win, Sensei win. I just feel like he's better than like overall, and that's really like because I feel like Wizrobe just would not make it as far because he's not as consistent because he also has an SDJ loss and Nikki loss, which isn't that bad anymore. But I just feel like he generally isn't as consistent, and also has like the same attendance, which is not good when you're an American player versus. But I just Triff at number 10. I don't really have like a strong like reasoning for it. I just feel like he's the most consistent, and he's like skill wise better versus the Foxes and has a better chance versus someone like Zane or Cody versus Wizrobe and Sensei. Now that we're done talking about my current top 10 and where I think they'll be at the end of the year, let me actually just type it out for you guys. Let me see. Moki, we have number 5, Moki, Hbox, Aklo, Jmook, Plup, Triff. Where I think this is pretty much where I think rankings are right now. Where I think they'll be at the end of the year. I think it'll. Oh wait, I'm tripping. Yeah, I think it'll pretty much stay this, with the exception of Moki going down and Aklo going up, and Club could be anywhere. I really can't speak to him, but I think this is pretty much how it's going to be for the end of the year. I may update it. I may update it after announce. We'll see what happens, but this is my prediction. Now, getting into Don't Park, we had to talk about Nikki. In terms of what this means, before I even talk about just Nikki, and I want to talk about like what this means for ice climbers, because I'm pretty sure this could go up there, top 3 ice climbers run of all time, and I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Like I literally think this is competing against Wobbles at EVO 2013. Only difference is he went to losers a little bit earlier than Wobbles did, lost to SCJ, which is not nearly as good of a loss as the losses that Wobbles had at EVO 2013. But Nikki beat Joshman. Nikki beat Joshman, Zane, Cody, Axe, Swedish Delight, Aura, and Jmook. I can't even off the top of my head think of a single player that could make this kind of run outside of maybe Mango. And it might be just a one-time thing, but in terms of just like he could just end up being a Wobbles, and that just might be the peak of his career, this tournament right here. But the conversation has to be had about Nikki and making one of the greatest ice climbers runs of all time without wobbling, mind you. He did not wobble the entire time. But where that means for Nikki, rankings wise, I really don't know. I added him to the sheet, as you can see here. Unfortunately, though, it's just not enough data. Like it's such a lack of data that I'm not even sure. I'm scared that because I don't know. I think if he were to be ranked top 10, he would be 10. Like he might pull a slug in 2023, slug in 2022, and get put at the tail end of the top 10. We'll see what happens with that, but I don't think he should be ranked top 10 just because his start of the year was not. It was very rocky. If we're gonna pull that up for the people. Yeah, started the year. Princeton lost. Oh well, he also hasn't been that much. I'm chatting. Collision and Eggdog. And what do you do at Collision? Yeah, I don't think is he gonna get ranked off this? That'll be kind of crazy. Wait, where is he? Where is he? The Ossify, Rishi competes? Crazy. And then lost Assault. Okay. Yeah, I would not put Nikki in the top 10, especially with how little he's attended, but I wouldn't be surprised if he were to be put in the top 10 after this run. Yeah, and then I just, to speak on how I feel though personally about this tournament, I'm kind of just disappointed, honestly. Like, how did this even, this is so random. An Australian, German, and Canadian. 4 people who have never won a major, mind you. And this is the first instance of this happening since I think they said TG3, which was in 2003, which was the year I was born. So I don't even know what to say about that. I really wanted Aklo to take it, but shout outs to Moki for bringing it home for Canada. This is their first major ever, I think, win, which is, that's hype for them. I'll be watching Nouns, and I'll have an update video probably with Willow after that event, talking about where I think everything will shape out at the end of the year, and then I'll talk about the MPGR when it finally drops in probably January or February. So thanks for watching, and